Okay, so it is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and tonight I made a sugar cream pie, an old-fashioned cream pie as my grandmother used to call it. My mom has made them too for many, many years. And I think Gigi wrote the recipe down somewhere a long time ago, but I don't have it anymore. I've kind of recreated it as best as I can. I looked at a few recipes online that make what's called a Hoosier cream pie, which some of them use heavy cream, some of them use eggs, a lot of them call for nutmeg. But this particular cream pie is made with cinnamon, and when it's done, it's sort of like a gooey cinnamon toast crunch pie. It's the best way I can describe it. So I will post a couple of pictures of the prep, which was an unbaked pie shell, and you can look on my page here and find the recipe for the hot water pie crust, or use your own crust, whatever you prefer. But I used the hot water pie crust and rolled out one crust, put it in the shell, and then into the empty unbaked shell you put 1 cup of sugar, a 1/3 cup of flour. Mix those around a little bit with your fingers, just gently. Try not to break the bottom of the shell, because if you do and the filling gets underneath the crust, it's going to burn. So just very gently mix that up, and then add in 1 whole can of evaporated milk, a little at a time, and just keep mixing with your fingers and stir until all the sugar is pretty well dissolved and all the lumps are gone from the flour. And mix all that in. Then you can use, if you have whole milk, that's the best to finish filling the pie. However big a pie pan you have, just add that much milk. If you're using a deep dish crust, you might want to do a 1/2 cup of flour, just FYI, because it won't thicken enough if you use extra fluid. But you can also use, I had fat-free milk, so I did a 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and then filled the rest of it up with milk. No measuring required, just you want to go till it's about a 1/2 inch from the top of the crust, and I'm getting ready to show you the finished product here. Put that onto a baking sheet so that if you happen to overfill it and it cooks over a little bit, it won't go into your oven and burn. And then just before you pop it in the oven, dot the top with about 2 tablespoons of butter and a nice dusting of cinnamon so that the whole top is covered. And it goes into the oven. I bake mine on about 315 for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. I like to do it low and slow, that way that filling has time to really thicken. It cooks off a lot of the moisture from the pie and thickens it up good. But I'm going to show you now the finished product here.